Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
I just want to add on Ian's point that there's a lot of things that go on in games right now. I think the difference is as well the younger generations, the games that they're exposed to already are really complex games
Yeah, compared to our
from the
time.
very beginning, right? Compared to our generation, let's say Counter Strike. It's just really point and shoot. There's really not much to it, right? And then just a little bit of movement, right?
Mm.
But
That peak,
now,
that angle,
uh, exactly. But now we have to consider your loadout, your
where
where
to
you want to
flash,
drop.
where to smoke, right?
Exactly. So, uh, there's a lot of things that makes games complex now compared to before,
Yeah.
where younger people are already being exposed to at a young age. That's why.
Yeah, and 10-year-olds play them. 10-year-olds play them, and they tell you, they're screaming on their headset, "Rush B! Rush B!" It's like,
Yeah,
whoa, kid,
there are
calm
10-year-olds
down.
better than me. I have to be honest. There are kids that age
Yeah.
who are better than me on Warzone.
Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. So playing video games and all that skills that they got. Do you think that what skills in video games did you acquire that was really applicable? And I had a CEO said that one of the best things about video games is decision making. That you can actually plan things ahead. What about you guys? What do you think were the most useful? Starting with Sir Ian, what do you think were the most useful skills you've acquired from playing video games that you apply in real life?
Yeah, I would agree with the decision making because I'm a fan of RPGs, and
In order to get
especially
this
with
romance to work, this quest line of romance must follow and make the right answers when it comes to the timed.
no, but like with Final Fantasy, especially with those very difficult hidden bosses, you really need to make very good decisions. But I'm not gonna agree with the driving. It didn't really help me. Yeah, because
Didn't help me either.
when I was about to buy my car, my first car, I bought a steering wheel. A steering wheel set. What brand was that?
Thrustmaster,
Was it well known?
Logitech.
Yeah, Thrustmaster. But then when I got my car, it was totally different. It was a totally
It's like,
different
this isn't real.
feeling. Exactly. So I saw the rig right away. So there.
Yeah.
It's my honest
That's
opinion.
that's an interesting reaction from both of you, because there is a research going about that video gamers. They said that video gamers make better drivers simply because of their hand-eye coordination. They said that their reaction speed. They tested gamers versus non-gamers when it came to driving, and their reaction speed and reaction time of gamers are actually pretty faster compared to non-gamers. How about you, Mr. Justin? To tell us what, outside of driving, what applicable skills did you get from playing video games?
Mine is probably the most obvious. Is learning the English language and expanding my vocabulary. I mean, English isn't my first language, obviously. So video games did help me a lot. Not just the vocabulary, the language. I mean, even grammar-wise. There's a lot that you can learn.
Interesting to say, because a lot of people say like, video games is useless, you don't learn anything. But no, that's not true. And what Mr. Justin said is really true, because if you played RPG games in the past, there were no voiceovers. You read the shit out
have
of
to
those
read, yes.
dialogues to understand everything, to not miss anything. Don't skip yet. We need to read everything. Mr. Ian, when you play video games, do people see you as the kuya of your gaming community, like, or the papa?
I would say in my case, because most of my working career was in BPO or in
The banks.
IT. Like most of the people there are really into video games. Like I have my staff; they're like 22. I don't think
Those are
age
babies, right?
doesn't. Yeah, age doesn't have any, like when you start talking now about video games, like the age label just drops, man. It's like
Yeah. Games
you're
is a
just two
great
gamers
equalizer.
talking.
That's true. I like how you said it, because at the end of the day, when you play video games, age doesn't matter, because you all have a shared interest. So
Yeah, and-
gaming is a great equalizer. Interesting. How about you, Mr. Justin? Like, are you're well? obviously, to all the viewers, Los Bandidos is a gaming community, and they have a Discord. Really great people, really amazing stuff. But when I was looking for people at the over age of 30 in that group to find, they all pointed to just, there was no one else. It was Kuya Justin, Papa Justin. So yeah, so how do you feel? Like, do you really think that you are the Kuya in the group, and what are the challenges of being treated such?
Honestly, I really don't feel that way. To be honest, I think we all treat ourselves equally.
That's nice.
In the group or in the community. The only difference that I think that I can observe, and sometimes I'm uncomfortable with, but is not a big deal, is when you have younger people, like Ian said, giving you tips, like saying, "Hey, Kuya Justin, do this, do that."
What was your favorite, like the day you knew that you absolutely love being a video game? Like for me, for example, it has to be Final Fantasy Tactics. Like growing up, playing Final Fantasy Tactics was absolutely, because I bought the Japanese version on the PlayStation. I tricked my parents to buy me the English version because the Japanese version NTSC comes before PAL. And then I got the PlayStation Portable version, the Vita version. I got from iOS to Android because I keep coming back to it and it still holds up. And for me, the fact that I keep going back to it and playing it over and over, and I still get taken by Delita's story and the depth of the strategy and how many different ways you can play it, even until now.
Yep.
I have to say, I went down and said, yeah, as weird as it may sound, Final Fantasy Tactics is my favorite video game of all time. Yeah. What about you guys? Like, let's start with Mr. Justin. Mr. Ian has an advantage here. He has time to think. He's just scrolling through the list.
The first thing that really popped into my head really is Pokemon.
Yeah. Deep.
Pokemon.
It's really deep.
I would say the first three. I can't just choose one because
they all have
the same.
they all have the same game mechanics.
Yeah. So red, blue,
gotta
yellow.
catch them all. That's it.
Right. So it was a different feeling. I mean, you were just 6, 7, 8-year-old kid watching Pokemon in the mornings, and now you have the chance to catch them all in this little Game Boy that you had, right? I mean, it was the best feeling ever as a kid in that generation at that age.
Especially that you can save the game, right?
Yeah,
exactly.
The save mechanic really gives you that sense of accomplishment, right?
Exactly, and
it's not a one and done.
It's a huge
I
feeling of fulfillment.
I can relate. I could definitely imagine, like, you're holding the Game Boy, and you see your character walking slowly with the. There you go. You're
say
right. He really has everything. He's like Doraemon. He'll just grab it. It's like, like he predicted everything I was gonna say. He's got everything there lined up for all we know. But it's like, meron akong mga shelf dito. Sige, go.
For me, it's definitely, everyone is really happy with FF7. Well, for me, FF8 is it's close to my heart, man. Like when I started playing this game, I was in high school, like fourth year high school.
Yeah. Squall, and that pretty girl,
Renoa. So FF8 the setting is like in a school, in Balam Garden, and I can see a similarity with my life because Squall is an introvert.
Yeah, but Squall, and the Gunblade was popular. Like everyone was talking about the Gunblade. Don't tell me you have a Gunblade over there. You'll just like,
No, so this is definitely FF8. I even remember my nephew cried when we watched the ending.
Yeah, that was a long cutscene too. It was a long, beautiful cutscene. Yeah. All right then. So last question: if you can partake any wisdom for anyone our age who's going through, like, maybe thinking twice about continuing to be a gamer because there's so many responsibilities and difficulties, what would you tell them based on your experience, Mr. Justin?
I guess it's really just weigh things out. I know we all have responsibilities. Um, Even right now, I shouldn't be on the computer. But I am. I mean, there's really no pressure to be honest. I mean, there's still a lot of things that I should be doing that I just procrastinate on, which is my choice. But
By
yeah, kidding.
choice.
Yeah,
Good,
but
good point.
kidding aside, yeah, you really have to weigh things out. People our age, we do have a lot of responsibilities. There are people counting on us, of course.
And we have to focus on
So
our health now too, right?
exactly. So I'm starting to feel its toll on my body already. I mean, I haven't been getting a lot of exercise lately, and I played football last week, and man, my knees hurt so much because I'm so heavy now.
Football meaning
Um,
soccer or football meaning
soccer,
American football? Yeah.
soccer,
Thank you for
yeah.
calling it football, because the countries that don't play very well in football call it soccer. Oops! Oops!
Whoops!
Shots fired!
Shots
Shots fired,
Bang, bang, bang,
Toscos!
bang.
Shots fired!
But
Yeah.
altogether, there's really nothing wrong with gaming. It's not too late to start. There's a lot of games that you can really start off with.
Yeah,
Gaming
this
is
age,
really
right? Yeah.
a stress reliever unless you want to play competitive games like Warzone, Valorant, which will add more to your stress.
Valo.
Stay away from those
Warzone.
if you just want to relax at the end of your day. Um, when I was a teenager, when I look at older people, I look at them and say, "This guy's so grumpy. What's wrong with him?" And then now that I'm 30 years old, I realize that I'm turning into that grumpy old man
I
from
get
across
it.
the street. It's like, shit, that's me now.
Yeah.
You just learn how to balance things,
Yeah, that's
as
a tough
what
part. Isn't it?
Justin
That
says.
there's not enough hours in a day.
Yeah, and all of us are gamers. You've been a gamer before, and now that you're like in your 30s, I know you really want to, have that time of relaxation and nostalgia in you. Even if it's just 5 minutes of your time,
Yeah,
I know
yeah.
that's all the time you need. There's a lot of things out there that would need more focus. I'm not saying do not play games. Whatever makes you happy, even if you bought a PlayStation 5 scalper price, as long as it
Makes you
gives
happy.
you, yeah, if it makes you happy, makes you,
Gives you
jump,
fulfillment.
gives you
it is.
fulfillment. Yeah,
People won't
Go
get
for
it,
it.
but for us, that's the thing. Makes us happy.
Yeah.
People like
Yeah,
cars, people
just-
like motorcycles, people like clothes. We like games, right? I mean, it's no
Yeah.
different. It's been a great nostalgic trip, guys, and really, really great to share our experience. As for everyone who's watching today, Mr. Justin, don't forget to check him out. JujuCon online on Facebook. All the links to his stuff in the description down below. You need him to carry your team, guys. And Mr. Ian, he's got an online store, Shopee, Lazada, Facebook. If you need something, like you saw in the stream, he'll just pick up anything. You need something, he's got it. All right. He's also got a steak store, guys. Check out his Facebook steak store, Biscuit Steakhouse. Check out his store and his YouTube channel at Biscuit TV. Like I said, guys, check out all the links down below. Give these guys some love, guys, because they've been very informative, and they shared their experience with us. So, guys, thank you so much for tonight. It's been a lot of fun, and I hope we get to do this again. Maybe a more fun topic. I want to do speed round for you, like Triss or Yennefer, shotgun or sniper, silencer or no silencer, boobs or butt. I mean, no, different topic. Never mind. All right.
Yeah,
well,
yeah.
from me and everyone here at Katima Gaming, and big thank you to Los Bandidos and PC Gaming Philippines. Stay safe, everyone. And we'll see you again in the next one. Take care, guys. Sawadee krap.
Thanks,
All right.
everyone. See ya.
Ciao.